Hey everyone, welcome to another special episode of Best Thriller Books Roundtable as we wrap up the year 2021. With me is Sarah from Sarah Says and Kashif from Kashif's Corner. I'm Steve, representing the Five Angry Men, and today's topic is talk about our top surprises in the thriller genre for 2021. So with that, Kashif, let's jump right in, and I'd like to hear what are your top three most surprising thrillers from this past year?
Right. So when I narrowed the list down, I immediately thought of three ones. Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, that had to be there for me because I wasn't expecting. I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but I wasn't expecting such an emotionally moving and gut-wrenching story. It stuck with me even now, and there isn't a day that goes by where I don't think of those characters in my head, and what they did, what they went through. It just stays fresh in my mind. That was one. I really enjoyed Falling by Tj Newman. That was something that came as a big surprise to me. Normally, if you think that action is contained in just one place on a plane, I sometimes you think that, how is that gonna keep you hooked? But it really did. Everything she wrote, it just felt so real and so visceral. I just couldn't stop reading it. And one more would be 48 Hours to Kill by Andrew Burrell. Now, this really was a surprise because I didn't know what to expect going in. I hadn't heard any reviews or anything like that. But when I read it, it felt so gritty, so authentic. The character, especially the protagonist, I could relate to him. And of course, there was a lot of action in it. So that really sealed the deal for me.
Nice. Again, great list. You just made Chris Miller very happy because he had falling on his list as well. Anytime Kashif agrees with any of the Five Angry Men, we usually hold our heads a little bit higher. So Chris is sitting there right now feeling pretty good about himself. So
He's being
good choices. Awesome. All right, Sarah, what's on your list for this year?
Yes, so my top three surprises for 21, I gotta go with The Kill Box by Rip Rawlings. So this is his second novel of the Ty Sasher series, and I love the first one. And you're always kind of hesitant for that second book, is will it live up? And it did. I needed a good book to read during that time. I read it over the summer, and I devoured it in like 3 days. And it was really, really good. The bad guy was top notch. I really, really liked it. You love to hate this person, and so you had that mad respect, but then you're like, okay, creepy there. But so that was fun to read with that bad guy. My second one is The Last Protector by Simon Gervais. So this is his new series. I started reading Gervais with his Pierce Hunt series. Absolutely loved it. And so when I saw he had a new series out, I got to read this. And Clayton White, he's awesome. And one thing that I find so interesting about Simon Gervais, he's Canadian, and he was in that military and everything about that, but yet he writes American militaries, stuff like that. And it's just so, I would like to pick his brain about that, about how he does that. And it's just so cool to read it. Clayton White I can't wait for more from him, about him. And then my last surprise of the year was Sleeping Bear by Corbin. It was, Alaska. I gotta love Alaska. It was written really, really well. Made me homesick. Loved it. And it was just a lot of neat surprises throughout and really cool reveals, things that you didn't see coming. So those were my three surprises for 21.
Yeah, those are three really solid books. And The Five Angry Men had Sleeping Bear on there as well, and had a lot of discussion about, it sort of starts as sort of an outdoorsy book, maybe more in the CJ box sort of realm. And then it turns into this military type thriller, with the US and Russia, and really good and just an incredible debut novel by Connor Sullivan. We're super excited to see what comes next. I totally agree. That was a very huge and very pleasant surprise for the year, for sure. And we're all fans of Mr. Gervais. He's a a big supporter of Best Thrower books. We're a big supporter of everything he writes. That Clayton White series has got off to a great start. So I'm with you. A really good book that we can't wait to see more of that character for sure. A couple others that we came up with. The Island by Ben Coase. So I mentioned this as some of us had it as our best book of the year. Others had it as the biggest surprise. I think the reason why it was a surprise is because we had missed Dewey Andreas in our lives for a little bit. And then he comes back and just kicks major ass. And so we're hopeful that we don't have to wait as long again for the next one. But anytime Dewey's on the pages and in our hands, we're pretty psyched. So that was another one. And then the other one that had a couple of choices on there was Her Name is Night by Yasmin Engo. I think another debut, really strong female protagonist that with some really gut-wrenching plot lines that I won't spoil here, but it's a great combination of powerful action with just gut-wrenching emotion. And she just crushed it, absolutely crushed that book. And so that's one that we would highly recommend as well. So yeah, those were some of the ones that we had, from the Five Angry Men team. Some overlap there with you both, but also a couple others for our readers to check out. So yeah, any thoughts from you all on the surprises for the year?
Really good debuts this year, so keep them coming.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a tremendous year. 2020 was a great year for thrillers. 2020 was great too. I hope the hot streak continues going into next year. So we'll talk about that here again in a little bit, but for now we'll leave it at that. And thanks to everyone who's watching the segment. We appreciate it. Check us out at bestthrowerbooks.com for reviews and on all our social media channels. And we'd love to hear from you on what you thought your biggest surprises of the year were. Hit us up and we'll chat. Thanks everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.